We've had two of the buses that are the two buses that are at Georgetown now have been there two other times before, and then one bus that we actually have now back on the road, we had down there two separate times before. So that particular model was a bad 11 year, I guess, 11, 2 years.
2011, 10 and 11.
Unfortunately, that's the year that we purchased.
Of course, yeah.
So,
Let's hope these aren't women years. We're getting.
so but our newer buses, and then we actually do have one of our older buses that needs some work on it, but the other ones seem to be running fine, so. Oh, cameras.
Yes.
I've been looking at you with money. We are using some money. We're actually doing it in kind of a couple of installments. We're going to order, we actually have 9 buses that have VCR cameras on them. And there's actually, those buses actually only have a camera in the front of the bus, which sometimes makes it hard to catch things in the back because it's not high definition. Because you can imagine these were installed 10 years ago. So they're not 1080p or whatever you want. You're lucky if you can.
Well, they're
make it
VCR
out.
tapes. I mean, no matter how good the camera is, it records on VCR, it's going to be poor quality, so.
And even that, we're finding that it's very difficult for me to see anything on them now. So we're going to replace the cameras on those buses, and it'll actually be at least forward and rear cameras on them. And they will actually be not a hard drive system, it's a SD card. And it actually will be wireless, so if I need to adjust the camera on the bus, it'll come through my phone and I can see what the picture will show.
That's cool.
And those actually, they're actually a little bit less than the option when we order a bus. So, yes.
Before you pay to have it on.
Well, no, they're still less. It's just, they would be much less if we could install them ourselves. It's just when you have to pay to get them installed. The companies that do that sort of thing, they're not close, so they have to pay their people to travel.
Is it pretty hard? I mean, I wouldn't think it would take much to install a camera.
Well, there's whole things because they have to be wired up. You have to make sure that you have a fuse that will be enough to power the system, but yet won't be able to blow it up. And they have to make sure that it's a system that turns on when the bus turns on, is not on all the time because it'll run battery out.
Yeah.
We've had an issue with that on 2 of our buses that have the newer cameras. Ironically, the ones that we've had to send to Georgetown multiple times, that's been an issue. And they've drained the batteries.
Running out all the time.
So it'll be high definition cameras. Of course, it has a beautiful red system in it so that it'll work in the dark. And it's a little more updated system than what we have on our buses even right now. So, and I expect as this becomes more frequent, they're getting now where you can put cameras wherever. I mean, right now our newest buses have 4 cameras on them because it shows the driver's view, and we have one that shows the front and back and the side exit. They're now making cameras that will put on the outside of the bus that you use as stop line cameras. And we're looking at maybe doing that sometime in the future because we have, and there's particular areas of the county where we have more issues with it. 460 and 36 seem to be bad problems.
I've seen them blow by 100 times on
They
these.
will, and it's very hard to get a conviction, and you can report them over and over and over, but if you don't have the license plate of the vehicle, and you don't have a confirmation about who's driving the vehicle, you can't do much with it. And I've seen 2 different demonstrations. The cameras they have are so have so high definition now, they can not only get the license plate, they can get the driver. So They can basically show who's, and that's something that's in the future. There are multiple companies out there that actually will install those on their buses for free, and then they get the money from the convictions, the fines that people pay. But we don't have anybody in Kentucky does that because Kentucky has some kind of it's called a Home Rule Act, and I'm not sure what all that involves, but it's not profitable for those kind of companies in Kentucky right now. So hopefully, we'll be able to do something like that just for the safety of our students. So, any questions about any of those? We hope to replace, half the cameras this year on those old buses, and we'll be able to do the other half next year. We have about 3 buses I know for sure that we'll be replacing the old cameras on. It's buses we have frequent student issues on, so those will help hopefully cut down on some of those issues. So the more problematic buses, we'll be installing those in first.
Thank you, Mr. Hackett.
Board minutes. I'm sorry, I passed you up. I got excited.
She presented the vast majority of hers at the last meeting, but.
Oh, I did. I'm just going to give you some updates on what we've done. We were finishing out our plan when I spoke to you the last time. We're on our 180 now. This week we've been working in grade level groups to work on our curriculum. I know that when we were in school, our teachers had a book. They taught what was in the book, and that was pretty much it. We spent 3 hours today with second grade teachers and 3 hours with third grade teachers looking at the materials that we're using and making sure that they are aligned to the standards that the students are assessed on. They're not assessed on a book. When we take the state test, they are assessed on our standards. And our goal is to move our kids from middle school to high school and have them as ready as they can possibly be.
Were we real far off when you did that comparison?
Actually, they sell these books based on them having the standards in them. And what we found is, yes, they teach the standard, but to the depth that our students need them to be taught, not necessarily. So what we're doing is we've got check marks, we're doing spreadsheets, and we're going to come up with resources where there are gaps.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a really good process. And we have never had the time and the funding to bring subs in, to give teachers the time, and all day long, every day that we've done this, it's been, thank goodness we've got the time to sit down and do this with the people that we need to be working with. So it's been a really good process. So.
And I do want to brag on Mrs. Brewer and the teaching staff with the curriculum committees. I mean, you'll go back, and of course I don't get to spend much time with them, but I like to go back and just see what's progressing, and you can see that their work is they're taking it very serious, and I think that we'll start reaping the benefits of this. It's hard when you're in a turnaround school district. You want immediate results, but you kind of have to remember that it takes time to change things, and so we're probably looking at hopefully a 3 to 4 year cycle where we'll start really seeing some major gains with curriculum. And my goal, of course, and I know Ms. Brewer's goal, that if we have a second grader at Fox and a second grader at Tennessee Elementary or any class, that we'd be able to see if I walked into that classroom in second grade Fox on August the 30th, hopefully I would be seeing the same thing in Tennessee Elementary on August the 30th if I did the same thing. So, and we've taken them to places and they've visited schools that you actually can see that that's what's occurring. And it eliminates a lot of the redundancy and a lot of the repeats, and that way you can go ahead and focus on the standard. So it's great to see the teachers excited about that. And curriculum work is tough work because those standards are, a lot of folks have different means and different methods of trying to achieve those. And the textbook is not the end of all answer to everything. A lot of folks sometimes think that textbooks, we cover the textbook that we've done a really good job, and we can really change that mindset, the fact that we incorporate other ideas and other strategies within the class.
And as other schools become more standards-based, our hope too is, we have students in and out. Half of these students that have left this year may start back next year. And the goal too is, other schools are looking at their standards a lot closer. So it's about the standards. It's not about the resources that they're using.
So hopefully they can transition right into
Exactly.
one area together.
Exactly. That's pretty much it. I know the classified induction process was something that was on our 150, and Ms. Bartley now has put together a really nice packet that she's going to be using to train our classified people as she inducts them into this district.
You're not saying fun discussing
We'll wait till the new regs come out. I'm not ready to change all that yet, but I know there will be changes. So if you have questions, I have to bring you up to you because she was asking me about all these acronyms and I'm sitting back here thinking, as Catherine was talking to, we probably do need a sheet of what is RTI? Well, what are those PLCs? Well, what is this
They make them up.
ILP?
They gotta do
We
it
actually have a
themselves.
book, it's just a
Okay,
matter
I'm
of, we have a book, it's just a matter of, in the middle of the stream that I go, wait a minute, I remember that.
Well, it should be maybe up here somewhere.
There's actually one on the KD website, I think, that we go to.
We have one in the books, Miss Crowley made us, there's a sheet in there that has the most common ones. And I think sometimes, you know, when I look at the yellow, I try to decide sometimes, is this, like, should it be done? But, or is that, no, you would meet every month for that until the end of the school year, like it would never be done before the end of the school.
When I look at mine, I feel bad sometimes because they're, like you look at Lori's and she'll have a lot of green. Well, she has a lot of things that have to be done a month and completed. This is, you know, this curriculum work will not be completed because even if we have one that we felt like was 98 to 100% where it should be, next year there would have to be changes based on the students that you have because it's about changing instruction to meet the students' needs.
Yeah, there's some areas that really
Yes.
truthfully will always be in their
Absolutely.
instructions.
And then, you know, the state will make changes and we have to adjust, so it's part of it. Questions?
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, now board minutes. We'll have to do these separately because I was not at the 27th meeting, so. I move that we approve the February 16th board meeting minutes. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to approve the February 27th minutes.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? And I abstain. Motion carries. Subsequent claims, current claims and salaries, bills for payment.
There's no unusual items. There's no unusual items that I'm aware of in this, just normal stuff. We haven't spent any more of our bonding money or anything like that. That's just anything. Did you guys see anything you had questions on?
I don't know if there's anything I have any questions. It's just regular stuff mostly.
Right. We really haven't had anything unusual. We did let everyone know that we will not be issuing any more purchase orders after the end of April. That's what we're having. School's out May 11th. We have some grants that have to be closed out, but that's in order for us to get our invoices in and be able to close the year properly. So hopefully things are being slowing down and people are spending their funds and we'll have all of our invoices back in. So we'll just have a few things left outstanding. Yeah.
I make a motion that we approve subsequent claims, current claims, salaries, and bills for payment.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Finance BG1.
All right. This BG process, I'm just gonna tell you.
We had
Makes
this
no
discussion
sense.
the other day.
Yes. So what has to happen now is because the BG one that we first did with the lights was actually, I estimated higher, overestimated to make sure that our BG one was adequate. When really, it has to be exactly the same as what we spent. So we have to do a revised BG one to make it exactly what we spent on the project.
Which is crazy, does it not?
That makes sense.
Oh, it makes sense to you? Well, from an accounting point, it doesn't.
Well, he
make
said it came
sense.
from his auditor, and I'm just gonna tell you, I spent too much time doing that.
Yeah, this is nitpicky to me, but,
All right.
because it's just a projection of what you think the project could cost.
And they didn't listen to me, and I couldn't talk about me doing it, so.
I move that we revise the BG one.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Bids for washing machine. Or do you want to do them all together?
Put them all together, where's my paper? Open that up, please. These were, I did something simple for you so that you could see how it worked out. We did get some bids, and I was pretty impressed with our amounts. Our high bid on the washing machine was $30. The 3-burner Castle Range was $50. The other 2-burner was $50. The ice maker was $2, and it doesn't work. We got 25 out of the steam kettle, and we got 100 out of the warming cabinets. So that's what we received, and I'll be contacting those bidders tomorrow when you approve this.
And were you just gonna scrap the other ones that didn't get any bids, or?
Probably. That's
Just
what
gonna
I,
take those to the recycle or scrap yard or where they may end up. Their life is no longer needed.
Sounds good.
make it sound like.
Yeah.
But they will be exposed to a problem.
Yeah, there's some metal in there, we can make some money on that.
Put on. I think I need a motion to accept the high bid on this.
I make a motion that we accept the high bid on the
Items noted.
items noted.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Bid advertisements.
Okay, it's that time of year again. I need to send bids back out on the school pictures, the soft drinks and related items, the oil lubricants for bus maintenance, the bus and maintenance part, and the yearbook. What we'll do for the school pictures and the yearbooks is what we did last year, the more detailed list, so they can give us a price on that. And I will send them out to the same ones that we sent out to last year, and make sure that that's in the paper, ready to go. So I just need to-
Make a motion to advertise, to bid advertising.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Job description for assistant principal.
Well, we got an assistant principal, and when we were looking through the job descriptions, I had Ms. Brewer and Mr. Spencer go through them to make sure that it was because we haven't had that in a long time. And they went through it, and there was some changes on the trainings and those kinds of things. So we updated those, and I'll be sending, after this is approved, I'll be sending this to Ms. Means, so she'll have that information. Now, I think the only thing that was changed on it was the training hours and some kind of acronym she changed. Uniform code of, we changed the name of the Uniform Code of Student Conduct to the correct name, because it said something else before.
I think CC if we had to.
Yeah, we did something else, he said. We did, so. That's that one.
Do you want to do them separate, or can we do them together?
Together.
Okay. Personnel officer.
Chelsea's normally one that we presented, she's HR, but she's relinquished her duty.
Okay.
All right, so when I was going through things and kind of looking through them, we did not have a job description for what Chelsea does. We had a job description, but it didn't apply to what Chelsea did. So we kind of did some research, or Chelsea did some research, and we come up with this. And it really talks about what she does as in human resources and how that works. And then it also adds at the bottom, the other one, the one that would have been anything to do with human resources said they had to have a business degree, which is not what Chelsea has. Elementary education. So I wanted to make sure that we did want to make sure that there was a bachelor's degree preferred, but that it wasn't specified to that. That way it's more accurate to what she does also. And we probably will be revamping those if time permits before the beginning of next year. Kind of reviewing them, getting together, kind of reviewing them, making sure that what we have is exactly what we do.
I'll make a motion, we approve the job descriptions for assistant principal and personnel officer and human resources. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. School calendar.
We We originally thought to put this on here, thinking we'd be through most of the bad weather.
Just when you thought.
The winter decided to show up, so we actually missed yesterday, so that kind of, I revised this calendar today. We still have one bank day, but here's the gist of it. When we had to move the day because we had the special election, that did not count. So I had to put it on the end of the original calendar, which meant it changed our last student day from May 12th to May the 15th, which was the following Monday. However, we still have one bank day left. So on this calendar, it kind of shows the last student day is May the 12th. That's basically contingent upon us not missing any more days of school. So I'm not sure if we want to table this to the next month and hopefully we'll get through all of this, or if
We
you
can
want
go
to.
ahead and move, we can go ahead and move it, if it changes, we can always.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can just amend it next
So-
month if we need to.
But anyway, this
But it's-
calendar does show the last student attendance day is May the 12th. Then because, you know, the minimum requirement is students have to attend at least 170 days of school and get the 1,062 hours of instruction, which, by the way, I want to point out, and I want to keep pointing out, that's not 170 days of instruction, it's not 175 days of instruction. According to the old way we do them on 6-hour days, that's 177 days of instruction. So we want to try to keep cramming more and cramming more into the, and I don't think that's good for kids. Eventually, there's going to be an overload, and I think we're seeing that. So last student attendance date for students May the 12th. Then because students are only doing 170 days, teachers have 5 more days because of that to fulfill their contracts. That following week would be those days, and I think there's already several plans for professional development and many activities for them to be involved in. And then officially in my calendar, which, you know, it's up to the schools how they want to do that. Some of them may want the teachers to inventory their classrooms and get their grades done and all that before they go and do the professional development. Then each school has, of course, that option. But when I show it in the campus, the closing day is supposed to be the last day in the calendar. So that's why this calendar, which is what I'll be putting in Infinite Campus, and which is what the state audits, will have closing day as the last day in our school calendar. So, May the 22nd.
I think this is the first year since I've been on the board that we haven't had to discuss whether or not to take spring break.
Yes. And I think I can probably reiterate the sentiments of most of the staff that will be glad to have it this year.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So,
But most of the time, we're considering taking a day or two because we've missed so much, you know.
How many days do you currently have to make up in your actor? I mean, when you had to put it in the calendar, how many days do you have to, because of the previous history?
but that's why you still see the little blue, blue boxes.
It's 20-some days, when it's 49 or something, we have to add.
It's equal to the greatest number of days that you missed in the last 5 years, which 3 years ago, we missed 29 days of
I was
school.
thinking it was 29.
So 2 more years, I have to put 29 days in the makeup days in the calendar. Then after that, I can drop down to 27.
Do we still get quite a few?
Well, I like the 4, so I'm going to hope that we can remain at the 4, because I know Mr. Meadows is probably getting ready to schedule high school graduation.
Yes. That's actually one of the reasons why we wanted to try to do it now, so that, because if we have to, you know, get it done in the April meeting, that's kind of the middle of April, and graduation will be like the second week
And you have to
of
order
May.
invitations and
And
everything.
we were talking about ordering all your invitations and all those.
Well, if we have to, we can always put it on our special meetings if we needed to.
And I would assume
do
that May the
anything.
12th is graduation currently speaking, tentatively set for May the 12th,
Or that Saturday, would you
Or
move it to
whatever
the
you-
Saturday maybe?
whatever your date is.
May 12th, I think.
Okay.
Okay, on Friday.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So we should go ahead and approve it tonight then, and we can just revamp if we need to. Okay, I make a motion, we approve the school calendar as presented. All those in favor say aye.
And-
Aye. Any
Make
nays?
sure that the motion will be saying the revised 2016,
Yes,
2017
it does.
calendar.
Sorry, it does say revised on here, I did read it. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Second reading of administrative policies.
We have one tonight, and this is the 09.121, the entrance age for kindergarten. The first reading was presented last time.
No other changes were made.
No changes were made.
I move that we approve the school, the administrative policy for policy 09.121. I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Thank you. School nutrition, permanent agreement.
Mr. McCoolcock couldn't be here this evening, but this is just more of approving his, for the food service program and as far as the wellness program and food service participation in the food service program. So this is more of a formality for the district.
Make a motion to school nutrition.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. District facility plan.
Would like for the, of course, we've had a series now of 3 public forums and 3 LPC meetings, which is local planning committee. We had great attendance throughout. I think we've had all 4 of the board members were at all 3 of the meetings, and then we had 5 of them at one of the meetings. And we're very appreciative of the process with our community members, parents, teachers, principals, district staff, their presence at those meetings. And the district facilities plan has been recommended and by the LPC to submit to the Kentucky Department of Education to where we can have a hearing on March the 30th, which would be the opportunity for the public to come in and make comments. Also in the newspaper today, and running for the next 2 weeks, if interested individuals would like a copy of the district facilities plan, it is available at the office and posted in a conspicuous place, and then we will have the hearing. The only folks that are required to be at the hearing is the hearing officer, which you will select that in just a moment, and I will probably be there myself. But if any of the rest of you would like to come and voice your comments or concerns with it's really not a concern, it's just a comment with the public hearing. You're more than welcome to. But the big ticket items on the district facilities plan, of course, would make the current K-8 building and the current Botts Elementary into one facility of a K-8 facility. The projected cost of that facility is roughly $18 million. The next items on the, as far as priority would go, would be renovation of Middleton County High School, mainly HVAC units and just putting some aesthetics throughout the building. And other items then, as far as the discretionary items, would be to athletic fields, also demolition of, as part of the first items of the facilities plan, the demolition of the current K-8 building, and then process possibility of athletic fields, and then the bus transportation facility. And I think the district unmet needs total is somewhere in the neighborhood between, and I don't have those numbers exactly, but it's in the neighborhood of $25 to $30 million for unmet needs for the district. So we will remain optimistic and to where we can hopefully during the next biennium being able to continually keep our status as far as the hopefully with urgent needs funding through the School Facilities Commission, and hopefully we will have the beginning of a new school, within certainly the near future. And that's our goal, and that's what we would hope for. So that's the vast of the facilities plan. It passed. There were 12 members here, and it passed 12 of them. Once again, a copy of that plan is located at the board office for anyone that might be there.
I make a motion to approve the district facility plan.
All those in favor say aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Select hearing officer.
As part of your agreement with KSBA, they will provide a hearing officer for the public hearing. And once again, that is part of the package that you purchased with KSBA to facilitate the process. And it would be my recommendation that we do select Tim Eaton to serve as a hearing officer for the public hearing. And once again, he would be the only person that would be required to attend. Of course, I plan on being there, and the rest are welcome to attend. So you would need a motion to select Tim Eaton, KSBA, as your hearing officer.
I make a motion to select to meet hearing officer, district facility plan, public hearing.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. School health services grant.
Okay, just want to let you know that we received a grant to kind of help fund the school nurse program and other variety of things to assist with students as far as improving their wellness. So just anytime a grant is approved, we have to bring it forward the board. So I just want to make you aware. I don't have that number with me.
94, really? Wow, that's huge. That's really good. Is that for 1 year or multiple
So
years?
one year is probably going to be the last time for that grant.
Oh, that's great though. I make a motion, we approve the school health services grant, because we like 94,000.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
You need a nurse practitioner.
Motion carries. Contract for Southwest Council meeting e-service, overfitting on e-meeting.
We are going to look at piloting this with one of our schools at Menifee Elementary. Ms. Clark has worked out an agreement with Kentucky School Board Association. She will be providing training to the council within the very near future. And we will be starting this process. And this kind of goes that way. There's no question about, we've got all the materials, everything's put in. And if it goes really well with MES, then we may start incorporating it at the other two schools. And it's a $500 service, but as you all can see, the e-meetings have been pretty beneficial as far as saving paper, but it's also a good system to keep things filed.
That's what I was going to say, go back and review things. It's very beneficial.
Make a motion to approve the contract with district facility.
One second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. District attorney pay.
All right, when you had the district here, all the ADs got together and they decided that some staff or the people that did the ticket taking and Ms. McGuire would get additional pay. Well, that doesn't work here. You decide what pay is. So we've got a list here of, here's the minutes. It's like on page 5. It's right at the end, Kelly. Okay, maybe not. It's close to the end. Right there. Where it talks about how much they're gonna pay. Our employees have to run through payroll. So, our ticket takers are, we have 2 of those, so they'll get 100 each. And then Ms. McGuire will be receiving, where's that at? $200 for the manager's fee. But that's with approval from you guys. So we can run it through payroll.
Yeah, this is not coming out of the general fund money. This is through the
Shared revenue.
district, shared revenue for the district, the other schools.
But,
We just have to approve it.
well,
we have to-
they're employees. So
If
can
you have an
get paid.
employee that works, they have to go through payroll.
Right.
It's part of being state managed district. Other folks may not do it that way, but we're going to do it the correct way.
Well, that and the retirement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that may not be a
That's a
lot of
big
money,
deal,
but
yeah.
it is, it's something.
All right, I make a motion, we approve the district attorney pay. Awesome. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Facility user agreement.
We have the circus, I think, coming to town.
That's a moneymaker.
And I think it will be held at Menifee Elementary School. Of course, we just got our gymnasium completed, and I'm not too keen on having a circus on the high school gymnasium floor since we just got it completed. Our principals may not be aware of that, but they are now. But we're having a circus at Menifee Elementary School. So I don't know when the date is, but they have provided insurances and they have provided other items. So I cringed when I thought it might be at the high school. So, and it's this Saturday as well.
It's off the tickets.
And there is a copy of their insurance attached to that to meet their requirements. $1.2 million, I think, but it should.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Fundraisers.
Okay, we have 3 fundraisers, all of them from Menifee County High School, prom tickets, cookie dough, and regional concessions. So I know one of them's already passed, but I gave them permission that we had to do it for the regional tournament.
Yeah,
Figured it was a good money maker.
I'm sure it was. I make a motion, we approve these fundraisers.
I'll say.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Personnel applications.
Okay. Revise open. Blow that one up, I'm gonna get some new glasses. Okay, new personnel, of course, Tanya Mean's been employed as assistant principal at Menifee Elementary School. She hits the ground running. I think her first day was March the 1st, and I think it's been just a blitz for her. So there's definitely a need for it, and I think she's paid off some great dividends, and we look forward to her continued work at Menifee Elementary. Academic coaches at Botts Elementary, Emily Kelsey and Leslie Hay. Substitutes, Sheila Ratliff, certified substitute, and she is actually filling in for the remainder of the year for Mrs. Mean at Menifee Elementary. So kind of nice having a certified teacher filling that role, and we're very fortunate for Mrs. Ratliff's services, and we're very appreciative that your personnel access to us.
Informational items, maintenance request form records.
Mrs. Combs could not be here this evening, and we do want to send our condolences. Her husband's mother, Mike's mother, passed away last night, and we want to send condolences to that family. But as we continue, she keeps immaculate records as far as the maintenance request, and you can continue to see where the vast majority of those are coming from. So looks like Menifee High School is picking up just a little bit, but Menifee Elementary is leading the charge.
I don't church that up.
After 60 years of wear and tear. So if you have any questions about that, we'll move on to the next item. And Mr. Meadows has bragged on a lot of the sponsors and so forth, and they did a really good job at the district tournament. But also Mrs. Golden and Mrs. Hale and other folks and Mrs. Franklin have really done a good job of getting items donated. And once again, there were several businesses throughout the community, traditional bank, several individuals that made everything possible for the district tournament to be hosted at Menifee County Schools. We're very appreciative of those businesses. Foss Christian Church for their donation for the Meals to Grow backpack program. Horizons of Hope, $500 for the Meals to Grow backpack program. Smallwoods Lumber donated $125 to the baseball team. Stump Kickers did a coat drive and food drive. Received 177 coats, 77 gloves, scarves, toboggans, some food for the backpacks, and Korea Church did food for the backpacks. And once again, we're very appreciative of those community sponsors.
KSBA training update, Ms. Crowley.
Thank you. It's great to be back in Menifee County. As y'all know, the local planning committee held a meeting in public forum for the district facility plan on February 27th. And although Ms. Sorrell is the only voting member of the committee, most of the board members have been able to attend those meetings. They were able to attend that meeting on the 27th to learn from Bob Tarvin of Ross Sinclair and Associates, and he filled everyone in about local and state resources, as well as the bonding potential for your district facilities. The KSBA consultant, Tim Eaton, presented district data, including projected enrollment, capacity, and student demographics that will impact decisions regarding the facilities. The architect, Tim Murphy, provided information on the proposed project, and no members of the public attended the forum and asked to speak. According to the protocol, another LPC meeting was held and public forum was held on the 13th. Again, most board members were able to attend that meeting, and the LPC unanimously approved the district facility plan and submitted it to the board. You heard that tonight, and it was approved without changes by the board and is now going to KDE. So I commend your leadership as the board to not only get that nickel tax, but to have the leadership to get this project continuing to move forward. KSBA held their annual conference in Louisville in February. Participants were able to network with colleagues from around the state, reminded of the significance of the work of school board members, and had advantages for learning opportunities from vendors, colleagues, and school board governance experts. Training was received on the mandated topics of finance, and there was also a lot of information about current legislative activities. And unfortunately, due to family commitments and other things going on, only one board member was able to attend that conference with the state manager. But don't worry, there are other opportunities for board training throughout the year. In an effort to maintain an effective and informed board team, particularly with the new board members, Ms. Bartley provided finance training on March 8th, and I provided training this afternoon on board member roles and responsibilities. On April 11th, the board will participate with the Floyd County Superintendent and one of his board members for a 90-minute work session on hearing the story of Floyd County and their rise from state management to student success. So that will be on April 11th, 5:30 to 7. The board state manager team continues to demonstrate their knowledge and skills as they have successfully led this facility planning process. The board, the state manager team, district staff, and the community all appear to be aligned in their desire to provide more for the students. So keep up the good work. You're doing a great job. Any questions? You all have any, if you ever need me, you know where. I will leave with you some information. It's really just to save the date for a KSBA legal training that will be held in June 8th and 9th in Lexington. There will be up to 9 hours of board member training credit, so this might be of interest. The exact program has not been released yet, but should be by April 1st, and registration will be open around April 1st as well. Most of the courses there will be an Academy of Studies level 4 and 5, so a lot of times, especially experienced board members struggle to get those level 4 and 5 courses, so this is a great opportunity for those.
And once again, while she's passing those out, I would encourage board members. I have had the opportunity to work with a few board members that have completed all 5 levels of studies, and it's very rigorous, and I would encourage you to take a look at those.
Ms. Crown?
Yes.
Is this going to be over our head being the new board member?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I really don't.
Lots of times those 4 and 5s are different topics than you discuss
Right.
with the others.
This is more designed for board members. It's not designed for school administrators.
Once again, if you're interested in going, please communicate that with Ms. Clark. And also, we want to, if 3 or more board members are planning to attend the hearing on the 30th, please let Ms. Clark know. That way we can get a working session agenda. But once again, it's not required.
Principal update.
Mr. Middleman last time, really go first.
At all. Most of mine are dates. The first one, academics, CCR is at 48%, continues to rise. We're entering now into the testing season, which is the first calendar date that I'll share with you. March 21st is our ACTs for the juniors. That'll be here on campus, and we have a lot of folks, a lot of the students will be going out and doing, so we can minimize the disruptions. March 28th is another big date. That's our open house. March 28th, that's 3:30 to 6:30. We did an early start date, so hopefully we can offer those opportunities for parents that are picking up kids up from school. The next big day is April 18th to 23rd. That's our senior trip. Then our prom is scheduled for April 29th. And then after prom is 11 to 2:30 a.m. at Benton County Elementary Gym.
Could you repeat that day on prom?
April the 29th, and thank you, Mr. Spencer. There are probably about 20 other dates as we go to the end of the year. These will be posted on our website, and folks will be able to get to those. But that's April 29th for prom. May 12th then is the tentative penciled in for the graduation. On our athletics, softball, baseball is high school in full gear.
I think baseball started tonight.
Yes, we've had some delays. They've already had a couple of games. We just had some delays because of weather. But on March the 27th is Paint the Park Green for baseball. And all fans wearing Menifee green, Menifee attire, hats, shirts will be free. And so we discussed at the site base as part of the ticket gate. We want to maximize participation and support for that. Also, season passes will be on sale beginning Monday, and that's $25 a piece. And we really base it on it's a $5 entry, but we really base those on the number of home games for each of those. So those will be on sale as well. Any questions?
Can I buy those at the office here?
Oh, we'll have them here, we'll have them in the field as well. And if you need, just give me a shout.
The date for the ACT test, is that when they do the retakes?
No.
No, they offer it
that's
to the juniors during the school day here.
Yeah, but there wasn't there a day that they would take, I know some of them want to take retakes.
You can take, if you're probably talking about the seniors that are retaking those.
Retake's coming up April,
Yeah, April, I'm sorry.
Now, of course, you'd have to sign up for it. They may be,
Yeah,
they've
like
not
2
signed
months
up for
ago,
it, and
yeah.
they may have to pay a late registration or put on standby. But April 8th is the next day.
Do you have
Any
any
questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Your dad's been hiding.
I've been working.
He was-
It's all working, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I gotta get something to Cecil. So, March 21st is our open house. March 29th, we're gonna do our iReady pilot. And,
What's open house, excuse me?
I'm sorry, it's 5:30 to 7.
All right, Mr. McDaniel, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
iReady, they have no idea what iReady is.
Okay, iReady is gonna be a new program that we're piloting. It's more of a comprehensive assessment that incorporates an instructional piece to it. So once the students take the test, there'll be instructional pieces that go along with it that the teachers can actually use to help them teach. So we're kind of excited. I'm piloting it in the 4th and 5th and also in kindergarten. So we're kind of excited about that. My teachers are excited. It actually got them out of a round of Think Link, so they were happy about that. But
So you're piloting it from now to the end of the school year?
actually, it's just one assessment. They'll come in and do the assessment. I'm giving the teachers books and so forth that have come into me, so they have those. But other than that, I mean, it's just an assessment that they come in and give, and then we'll see what the instructional pieces look like afterwards.
Ms. Hacker, I think you presented that last month. I was just testing his ability to recall information.
Anything else? Oh, didn't know what was going on behind me. I don't trust them. I know, and if I go too long, they will start chucking stuff at me. Last thing I want to touch on is what I'm actually sending to Cecil is we set a school goal at the beginning of the year that all of our students would move up at least 2 levels on F&P, Fontes and Pinnell reading assessments. And I just celebrated 140 kids getting those to that goal already. Many of those students have jumped multiple levels, have went multiple grade levels, so there's quite a few 4th and 5th graders that are above, 6th and 7th grade levels, so we're excited about that. I fully see every one of my students at least gaining those 2 levels by the end of the year. So that's what I'm sending to Cecil. I've actually sent it to him, I hope it's sent, and we've got pictures and a little write-up for the paper.
That's right. That's excellent. And thank you, Cecil, for putting that together.
This week at Menifee K-8 school, we are celebrating college and career readiness. And so Tuesday, we had, I've forgotten what we had on Tuesday, but anyway. Sorry about that. Can I start over? This week, Menifee County K-8 school, we're celebrating college and career readiness. So Tuesday, our students started off the day taking the new science test that's coming up. It was the pilot, so 4th and 7th grade took the pilot, and it went really well, and our teachers celebrated. They really bragged on how serious our students took that test. Most of them knew that most students knew that it was a pilot, but our students took it seriously, and the teachers, they believe that the performance will come back positively on our students. And yesterday we had several colleges coming to our school to present, and several people in careers coming to our school to present, but it got snowed out. And so Miss Adams is rescheduling that for March 29th. Today, staff and students wore their college shirts, and my son goes to UK, so I started out the day in my UK gear. That's why I'm dressed like this. But when the mail ran, Johnson University, which when I graduated was Johnson Bible College, with my first bachelor's, which was not in education, they had sent me a shirt, so I put it on and supported my alma mater, Johnson University now. But a lot of students and teachers wore college gear, and the teachers were encouraged to wear college gear from where they graduated. But I couldn't wear 3 shirts today. Tomorrow is Green and White Day. We're going to show our Menifee County spirit by wearing green and white. And we're going to have Wildcat rallies. We have a rally for K-5 in the mornings. In the afternoon, we have a rally for 6-8, and we'll be distributing Wildcat cards, which are different cards with rewards on them based upon not just grades, because so many students, our students are more than grades and numbers, and so we base that on academics, attendance,